Hello. Okay, welcome back. So this one I'm recording a lot later in the day than I usually have been doing. It's what, almost 10 p.m. And today is somewhat similar to one of the past days when I just didn't feel like recording a video and I wasn't in the mood. Today, it's not that I'm not in the mood, but I just don't, my mind feels just blank right now. I have no real idea about what I could talk about. I don't feel like my brain is in the state where, like, if I talk, it's gonna lead me somewhere even. But feeling like that, I thought that it would actually be very worthwhile to record something. Obviously, I was going to record anyway, since this is what I'm doing, but it seemed very appropriate, since part of the excitement and the joy and sort of what's been interesting for me about recording these videos is that I don't know where they're going to go. There's not a plan to them. I don't have, a list of ideas to tackle, and that would make it easy, in my work, in jobs, in professionally. Like, that's how you do it. You have a list of ideas, and so you never run out of ideas, and you always know what you're going to talk about. You always know what you're going to write, and it makes content production, email marketing, all this stuff, campaign creation, makes it so much easier because you're never at a loss. You always have something to talk about. I'm not doing that here at all. But that's why it's fun. It's exciting because I never know what's going to happen. And I realize that it's not the best content. It's not the most engaging content. Certainly is not the most normal content, given that it's all improvised and that there is no plan here. I keep saying content, and I actually fucking hate talking about this sort of thing as content. I don't like the word content in general when we're talking about things that we make. Content is the shit that you put inside of a box. It's like when you are doing this kind of work, or what I've had happen in my work, so marketer is obviously a very generic term that I've used to describe my work before. And there are multiple different roles within marketing. And some people probably obviously know that, and it's like old news. Maybe other people don't. But there are, again, many roles. The role that I usually was in was as a writer and a copywriter. There are people who are more the numbers side of marketing. Media buyers. Those are the people that make deals with advertising platforms and other websites to buy ad space that then the copywriters write the ads to go in that space. And so to the ad buyer, the copy, they don't even care what it is a lot of the time. Like, they often will just say, the creative. We just need some creative to put in this ad space. Like, they don't know, they don't care. Right? So the words that you say in your ad are literally just the shit that you need to put in the box in that case. And it makes sense to call it that if your role is to just buy ad space and you really don't care what's being sold and what actually the ads say. that's for the copywriter to worry about. But it's very strange to me to then, if you are some sort of independent solo operator, I don't use these terms, and I feel weird saying all of them, something like a solopreneur or content creator, which is literally what I'm trying to break apart right now as I'm talking, but a creative or whatever, online writer, to refer to your own work as content, it's pretty bizarre. And I can see ways that it makes sense if you're taking a much more like entrepreneur first point of view on your work, and you're much more about strategy and you have goals, and you're like, I need to write about some shit so that I can get eyeballs on me, and then I get people following me, and I get people signing up for my email list, and then I get people buying my stuff. I just need to create content so that people will join and then buy from me, right? In that case, you are like the ad buyer. You just need some shit to fill the space. But I know a lot of the people, certainly around this area on Twitter, aren't doing that. That's not what I see anyway. It is people who are trying to express things that mean a lot to them. And like me, I mean, not everyone improvises like all their stuff in this way, but it's not just some shit to fill a box. Like, we're trying to express ourselves and figure out what we think, and we're doing it in public. So, anyway. Content, yeah. Content is just the shit that you put in a box. And Eugene Gendlin talks a lot about content, or he talks about it sometimes. That's also something that he saw and disagreed with in the way that a lot of the mental health therapy world thought about us as human beings. He talks about it he definitely talks about it in focusing-oriented psychotherapy, that human beings are not content. And I've quoted that on Twitter before, right? We're not just big bags that are filled with like ideas and stuff like that. His whole point is that we are processes, we are interactions. We're not just a big bag of stuff that you go in and you find it. It's not how the stuff exists in us. We're not just full of stuff that can be emptied out and identified easily. All of the stuff in us is all intertangled and in process with itself and in process with the world around us and our experiences and the other people. This probably doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so we talk about the things that we make as being content, as if it's just some random crap that we need to put in a box to ship, right? Like, what's up with this metaphor? We just have thoroughly... Even people who are out there, taking Building a Second Brain, taking Rite of Passage, people who are trying to be creative people, who feel like creative people because they are creative people, and you want to express yourself and you want to put your real work out there. And then we use these words like ship and content, and like we're just fucking manufacturers. So I don't know. Is that how we see ourselves? Like we're just feeding the market, or are we trying to make something that's true to us? In this moment, I'm definitely trying to do the latter. And I, again, at this moment, at this time in my life, am very much in favor of using this medium, using Twitter, using YouTube, using business even, and marketing as a way to understand myself and express myself, not just to feed the market and give the market what it wants. No one asked for Shift 30 for 30. It came to me in an instant, like that, out of nowhere. And I was like, holy shit. This idea brings together everything that I'm excited about, all of my interests over the last decade, all of my experience over the last decade. It brings it all together. And I'm not doing that in some methodical way, but it does tie everything together. The marketing and the copywriting and the improv and the acting and the emotional work that I've done and the somatic work that I've done and the desire to connect with all of you and not necessarily do so in a way where I'm saying I'm the fucking guru and the expert. Like, I get to lead a thing and invite all of you to engage with it, with me, while not putting myself above anyone as the expert. And I get to be a student. I get to share my passions and my experience, and I get to teach things, yeah. But it's not about me being an expert. And that is just so exciting and wonderful to me because I've wanted that for years. So to me, I'm not making content. I'm not just making shit to fill a box to ship online, to hit publish. That's not what it's about. I'm trying to express myself and make things that are expressions of who I am and what I'm trying to do and what I'm interested in and how I want to engage with other people. Content is not a word that I think about ever during the day. And it was kind of a surprise to me when I started this video and I kept saying that word. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I saying that? But that's going to be part of what gets talked about in Shift 30 for 30. It's not going to be everything. There's going to be plenty of talk about all sorts of things, but one of those things is like focusing works. One sec. Focusing works on the premise that we are not content, that we are interactions and processes first. And that probably doesn't make sense right now unless you are familiar with Genlin, but I'll talk about it more later. I gotta go now. It's time for bed, really. I had 2 flights today. One of them got delayed. My brain is fried. So, alright, have a good rest of your evening, and I'll catch you next time.